Hey there. This is Inspiration Daily for December 7th, 2021. I'm your host, Gina Greenlee of ginagreenlee.com. Today's inspiration is the human library. In a previous Inspiration Daily, I shared with you the website. The inspiration for that installment was the website Reasons to Be Cheerful, and I will put the link to that Inspiration Daily in the transcript box and let that Inspiration Daily installment speak for itself. Reasons to be so I learned about the human library from the Reasons to Be Cheerful website, which I love very much. With branches, I'm going to read this. With branches in 80 countries, the human library allows you to borrow a person, a rugby player, a refugee, a sex worker, and ask them anything you want. I'll put the link to the article that I'm reading from in the transcript box. And again, this comes from Reasons to Be Cheerful, and the article is dated November 29th. The Human Library, this project began in 21 years ago by a Danish journalist. And he was asked to, and his name is in the article, but he was asked by a music festival, and I'm reading this here, to organize interactive encounters with strangers. So the what if goes like this. What if we invited some of the most unpopular people to tell us their story so we could understand them better and give them, I should probably read this over here, but then I can't see it. What if we invited some of the most unpopular people to tell us their story so we could understand them better and give them a chance to move out of the box we put them in? He asked his friends in Copenhagen. Like a library, one of his friends replied. It was an epiphany for the journalist's last name is Abergal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. His quote is, "A library," and I'm all about the library. The library is a safe space for me. It has been my entire life, and one of my inspiration dailies, I think a number of my inspiration dailies have referenced the library in some form or another, but there was one early on, I believe in October, the month I began this, where I talked about one of my favorite things to do is troll the library and troll the stack, so I'll put the link to that Inspiration Daily in the transcript box for this one as well, because they connect. The quote here from Abergal, who created this 21 years ago: "A library is one of the few institutions in our culture that really embraces, or at least accommodates everyone and treats everyone as equal," he says. "You can be old or young, able or disabled, blind or deaf. You can be whatever you want to be." His library rules, the human library, are simple. Treat the books respectfully, bring them back on time, and in the same shape you borrowed them. Don't take them home. They will answer any question you have the courage to ask, he promises. So the human library is now active in 80 countries with branches in Texas, in Tokyo, Bangladesh, and Berlin. So I just really love this. This is quite a comprehensive, it's probably, I don't know, like a 10-page article. And here's the pictures from it, and again, you'll see it online. It's really, really something. And I particularly, first of all, I'm inspired by this because it's such a human idea. It's an idea that it's creative, it's out of the box, it is something that it allows us to connect with each other through our shared humanity in all of its multifaceted iterations. And I'm inspired that in these times that at times seem so divisive, it's a constructive avenue, a constructive dynamic for bringing people together who might not otherwise come together. Um, it's so I'm really so taken with it. Again, it's a 10-page article. So there's one. It opens with a profile of a man who is, I don't remember, but he says you can borrow him for 20 minutes, talk to him about his time in the Australian Army, his indigenous roots, his tattoos, anything you'd like. You'll find you're speaking with a deep thinker who answers nosy questions with humor and heart, a common trait among the books available for loan in Roni Abergel's library. They are stigmatized, Abergel says of his collection, maybe because of their weight, their looks, their profession, their religious, sexual, or political orientation, or because they survived abuse and traumas. We can't just judge someone on face value. So this is, my mind was blown when I read this. And even I wasn't skeptical, but the reporter says, to be honest, I was skeptical. As a reporter. I speak with fascinating people almost every day, but right away, my first human book was a page turner, and she describes this person, a witty architect and abstract artist who lives in Connecticut, born in Kuwait to a Syrian father and a Jordanian mother. This book, this human book, this woman moved to Syria during the first Gulf War, then to Greece. It was hard to choose which aspect of her life was the most fascinating: her expressive art, her religion, her world travels. She answered all of my questions without hesitation, including about her personal reasons for participating in the library. And she said, the problem was always the prejudgment. Once you say you're from the Middle East, people put you in a certain category. The sad part is that I'm considered a foreigner in my own hometown because I have lived elsewhere for so long. So, I'm inspired that this exists in the world. That people are attempting to come together in our shared humanity in all of its forms, and that just inspires me, and I wanted to share it more in the transcript box. Thanks for joining me today.